Hey guys, welcome to this CompTIA A plus 1201 practice quiz for exam objective 5.2, where I'm going to give you focus questions for this particular exam objective. So every single question is going to be laser focused on exam objective 5.2, so you can watch your free video course, come here, study with these free resources, and make sure you're ready to pass your exam. Let's do it and get on to the first question. It reads, Ethan notices that the LED indicator on his RAID system remains constantly active, even when his computer is not performing intensive tasks. Which of the following is the most likely cause of Ethan's constant LED activity? A faulty SATA cable. B, the RAID array is building. C, a keyboard malfunction preventing proper input recognition. Or D, a corrupted software updating affecting IOPS. Hopefully you remember what IOPS is. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Pause the video and make sure you've chosen an answer before you go and look at the answer that's coming up now. It is B, the RAID array is building. Guys, if you have a constantly active LED indicator on a RAID system, it's likely going to mean that the RAID array is building. What does an LED indicator being on mean? It generally indicates some sort of activity is occurring. It's either reading or writing. And when you're rebuilding a RAID array, you're doing a lot of reading and writing. So this makes sense. So what about the other answers? A faulty SATA cable. A faulty SATA cable would basically mean that the hard drive isn't connected at all. So it would not have LED activity because it would not be connected. The next one is C, a keyboard malfunction preventing proper input recognition. Input recognition was not an issue in this question. If you had a faulty keyboard, it would mean you're pressing a key and nothing's actually happening, in which case you need to get the keyboard repaired, use a USB cable, or I guess that's it. And then finally, D was a corrupted software update affecting IOPS. There was nothing in this that suggested that we had any kind of corrupt software. Generally, if the answer is suggesting a solution that hasn't actually been talked about in the question, it's not going to be the correct answer. If it expects you to fill in too many gaps without actually being given that information, it's probably not the right answer. So in this case, we were given no information that told us about a corrupt software, and IOPS is just input output per second. How many times are we reading and writing from the disk per second? We had no reason to believe that we had low input output. We know that the disk is reading and writing because that light is on, but we don't know that the IOPS has actually gone down. Nothing has been given to us to show that. So therefore, we have no reason to think that's the right answer. And as a result, the first one, the RAID array is building, is the most likely answer. Hopefully that made sense, guys. The next question reads, James is working on his desktop computer when he suddenly hears a grinding noise coming from inside the case. Which of the following is the most likely cause of James's issue? A loose network cable. B, smart failure. C, a corrupted software installation interfering with system performance. Or D, a failing mechanical hard drive. Ooh. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Your answer is D, a failing mechanical hard drive. Guys, a grinding noise out of the options given is only going to come from a failing mechanical hard drive. All right. There's a lot of moving mechanical parts within a hard disk drive. They can cause grinding noises, and God forbid you get a clicking noise. If you hear any of these noises, you're going to want to back it up because it's pretty much failing, right? Back up any important data on there and move on. The other options were a loose network cable. That could result in intermittent network connectivity or no internet connectivity, but it's not going to make a grinding noise. A smart failure is basically, smart is that system that looks at your RAID devices, right? And it says, hey, yep, this is looking good. Hey, this is about to fail. Hey, here's a warning, something's going wrong. Smart is that warning system that monitors the hard drives and says, hey, look, they're going great or they're going not so well. Okay, here's an issue, here's an error. Make sure you check on this. Long story short, that's what that is. And then finally, C, a corrupted software installation interfering with system performance. No, that's not going to cause a grinding noise. Absolutely not. Okay, the next question reads, Jack is working on his computer when he suddenly hears a persistent clicking noise coming from inside the case. What is the first step Jack should take upon hearing the clicking noise? A, open the hard drive casing and attempt to manually fix the issue. B, back up all data on the drive. C, immediately turn off the computer and investigate the drive on a different device. D, ignore the sound and continue working since the computer is still running. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer in 3, in 2, in 1. It is B, back up all the data on the drive. Guys, the clicking noise means your hard drive is going to fail very soon and you got to back up that data. The reason you don't want to open it up and manually try to fix it is you're probably going to make it worse. The reason you don't want to investigate it on a different device for answer C, you're going to be doing more reading and writing from that drive. The only reading and writing you want to do after you hear that clicking noise is to back it up because you want to get it off, that data off the drive as fast as you can. If you try to investigate it and tinker, you're making that rotate and spin even more. And at that point, it may break during the process. You don't want to take that risk. D, ignore the sound. No, back up the data. Don't ignore the sound. Okay, next question reads, Emma turns on her computer expecting it to boot normally, but instead she is met with a bootable device not found error message. Frustrated, she checks the physical connections, but everything seems properly attached. Before replacing the hardware, she wonders what steps she should take first to identify the problem. What is the first step Emma should take upon encountering the bootable device not found error? A, verify the BIOS UEFI boot order settings. B, replace the hard drive or SSD immediately. C, reset the monitor settings to check if the display is functioning correctly. Or D, install a new version of Windows. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming in 3, in 2, in 1. Here we go. It is A, verify the BIOS or UEFI boot order settings. Guys, if you are having a bootable device not found, it may be possible that you have at some point plugged in a USB and now your device is trying to boot from that USB, and you just got to go in and change the boot order to make sure it's trying to actually boot from the correct device. That's going to be the most simple solution to that problem. That's the first thing you want to do. The next one, replace the hard drive or SSD. We have no reason to believe we need to replace the hardware at the moment, particularly if there's an easy check we can do by simply looking at the boot order. That's going to be the first thing we want to do. You only really want to replace the drive if there's something wrong with it and you've verified that there's something wrong with it. We haven't done that yet. C, reset the monitor settings to check if the display is functioning. We can see there's no reason to believe the monitor is not working. That's just a throwaway question to trip you up. If you chose that, just make sure you're reading the question properly, looking at the answers and seeing if it actually makes sense considering the information given in the question. D, install a new version of Windows. There's no need to install a new version of Windows. Just check the boot order in the BIOS or UEFI. D is an extreme option. B is a very extreme option. We would want to verify that those are the issue before we take any of those steps, and we haven't done that. So that's why A is the most correct answer. Now, the next question is, Emily has been experiencing longer than usual wait times whenever she opens or saves files on her computer. What does this extended read-write time most likely indicate? A, an overloaded drive due to nearly full storage capacity. B, high disk usage from background processes. C, eSATA is beginning to fail. Or D, thermal throttling from overheating components. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Go. It is A, an overloaded drive due to nearly full storage capacity. If you're getting extended read-write times, it's likely going to be because you've got very full storage. So when a storage drive is full, particularly a traditional mechanical HDD hard disk drive as opposed to an SDD, the software-based drives, when an HDD is nearing its capacity, the operating system and applications have more difficulty finding that free space to write new files in. So they've got to kind of really search for them, and it becomes a lot less efficient. Long story short, right? It becomes a lot less efficient, which can lead to increased read and write times, okay? Which of course means that you're having to wait a lot longer to access that information. So what about the other options? B, high disk usage from background processes. That can slow down your system, but as it says here in the question, it specifically mentions it's only when she's opening or saving files, or it emphasizes when she's saving files, right? So it's trying to search for where to save these files because you've pretty much got a full disk, all right? So that's why it's taking so long. C, eSATA is beginning to fail. That would mean that your drive would either have intermittent connectivity or no connectivity, because eSATA is the cable that connects the external drive, right? So that would just mean it's having intermittent connectivity, or it having you can't actually connect the drive at all. Okay, and D, we have no reason to believe there's overheating occurring. Nothing in the question tells us that there's overheating occurring. And again, it specifically emphasizes when she's saving new files, when she's writing new files onto that drive. So that's the giveaway that it's likely due to it being full. The next question, and I believe the final question for this video, reads, Eric's server uses a RAID 6. Hope you remember what that is. A RAID 6 configuration for data redundancy, and he has recently completed a RAID controller firmware update. Recently, he logged into the RAID management utility and discovered that the array is missing, even though the BIOS still detects all individual drives. Eric double checks the hardware, all cables are secure, and every drive is properly seated. What does this scenario most likely indicate? A formatting error on one of the drives due to a lack of firmware updates. B, a misconfiguration or lost RAID metadata due to an issue with the RAID controller firmware. C, a hardware connectivity issue such as loose cables. Or D, a network connectivity problem affecting the RAID management interface. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. It is B, a misconfiguration or lost RAID metadata due to an issue with the RAID controller firmware. Guys, let's just go ahead and read this question again. He has recently completed a RAID controller firmware update. So everything was running fine. Everything was running smoothly. And then he completed a firmware update. And at that point, after he logged on, his array is missing. So we can almost kind of assume what the variable is. After that, you look at the options, doesn't make sense, right? So let's have a look at the other options. Formatting error on one of the drives due to a lack of firmware updates. It can't be a lack of updates because he just completed an update. So that doesn't make sense. C, a hardware connectivity issue such as loose cables. He explicitly said he checked the cables. And D, a network connectivity problem affecting the RAID management interface. As it says here, he was able to log in and access the management utility remotely, so clearly there's not a network problem at all. So that just can't be it. So it has to be B. You can see, guys, the common theme here is if you just read through the question and eliminate the variables, so long as you have that base knowledge, which I'm sure you do if you're at this point in the learning process, then you should be okay. You should be able to do that. Now, guys, look, here's what most people do. They watch a free YouTube training course and they skip straight to randomized practice exams and they feel like their head's about to explode. I don't want you to do that. I want you to do this instead. Watch your free practice course, feel a little bit confused, and then active recall questions. Very simple open-ended questions just to help you process that information. Then practice multiple choice questions by exam objective, just like we've done in this video here. You've looked at practice questions based on a specific exam objective. It's in an organized format. And then once you've done that for all and you feel like you've gone back to fill in your knowledge gaps, then you try those randomized practice tests to see if you're ready for the real thing. If you don't follow that order, right? If you do this, you're gonna feel overwhelmed and screwed. If you do this, you're gonna feel ready and like you can actually tackle it. So that's what I try to do in my, here's my plug, learning guide, where I give you notes and practice questions broken down for every exam objective. I give you 11 performance-based questions. I give you 3 practice exams. I give you a tracking spreadsheet with recommended study process. I give you videos showing you how to maximize your learning for the specific A+, 1201 and 1202 exams. I tell you how to destroy multiple choice questions. So people have said that my previous learning guides have helped them pass the CompTIA A+. They've said that it helps them with organized information and piece them together more easily. They've said that they've tried other popular resources that struggled absorbing the material. They've said that my notes have helped them pass their tests. So with that being said, guys, the link to my learning guide is in the description below and in the pinned comment below. But if you don't want to get that, there's also a free practice exam you can download and have a go at to see where you stand at the moment. But in my learning guide and all the resources I provide to you with that, I haven't even named all of them here in this video. I aim to give you that structured learning process. And the good thing is you can use my learning guide with any course that you're watching, right? That's the good thing about it. So with that being said, you don't need that. You can just keep watching these free videos, watch a free course, watch my free practice exam videos by exam objective, and it should be pretty good to get you there. But if you want to like solidify and be super ready, then that's what this is for you. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video.